Why do most people struggle with video content? Why do they struggle to build their brand, build their businesses, to make themselves known, and beyond that, just use it effectively? So, whether they're trying to build a brand or whether they're trying to get customers, why do they struggle using it in general? The first reason people struggle to succeed with video at a high level is purely out of fear. That fear, that emotion that it is, can be rooted in a lot of different things. A lot of different reasons will fetter that down, will tie that down, if you will. And they'll say, "Oh, well, I'm afraid I don't speak that well," or I'm just not good on camera. When people say they're not good on camera, what do they mean? It's generally that I don't speak well, or I don't present well, or I don't have a delightful personality on camera. I don't seem likable. All of these are things that can be worked on. But I want to speak specifically to the fear for a second. What is the fear really about? That you're afraid to speak. And if truthfully, I would say this, it is harder to speak directly to a camera lens with nobody in the room watching you than to be giving a speech in front of hundreds, even thousands of people. And I say this because you get audience feedback when you're speaking in front of that many people. With a camera, there's nobody there. You have no feedback. You don't know how you're doing. So you're not going to see it until you get it into the edit. And at that point, you can really realize, well, it kind of stinks, but it doesn't matter. If you have a mission, and I'm talking about something that is burning deep within your soul that you are living for, a purpose that transcends every other thing that you know of, that you need to accomplish, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the opinions of an audience or a camera. So, what does it matter what people will say? I know you're sitting there saying, "Oh, well, Peyton, well, I've got this thing, I've got this thing." Let me tell you about what I got. A couple years ago, I got really sick with autoimmune condition. Now, it causes me to look the way that I look because I never quite healed from it. And so, for those of you who are sitting there like, "Look, I don't like my appearance," get in line. Truthfully, you can get in line and know that it doesn't matter. Like you can do things to help make yourself look more attractive. You know, you can get a better haircut, change clothes, work out. Like that's something that will help to compensate for any other thing. Like just making sure that you are physically moving the best way that you can. And then also just focusing on the actual value that you provide. There are people who have become quite famous that have built quite incredible brands, and they're not the most attractive individuals. They're not the most beautiful individuals. And they're not going to win a beauty contest. What you're doing here is you're looking for an excuse to ignore the mission that you've been given, to ignore the purpose, to ignore the responsibility you have to the people that you have to serve. Right now, there's somebody who's looking for a solution that you can provide, yet you're afraid to provide it because you're not getting on camera. Why is that? And to be completely transparent with you, I want you to know why this is. It's completely an identity thing. Beyond anything else, the reason why you struggle to get on camera, you struggle to record, the reason you struggle with content is because you do not view yourself as the type of person who would create content. You do not have a creator as your identity. Now, you might be saying, well, what does that mean? Your identity is really who you say that you are. Like, I have this belief that I am somebody who likes to be athletic. Like, I like to play sports. I like to work out. We all have beliefs about us that make up our identity. We believe that we're good cooks. We believe that we don't like certain things. These beliefs are what make up our personality and our identity. The identity that you hold to is either going to give you freedom or it's going to keep you in bondage when it comes to content creation. So you really have the choice of who you want to be. Do you want to be the type of person that stays stagnant, that doesn't grow your business because, oh, I would get on camera, but I don't know. who would watch me, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that have access to these devices, that have access to technology. There's a lot of people who are searching for solutions to possible problems that you could solve. Now, the only question is, are you going to be there to step in and solve it? Will you raise your hand and say, hey, I know the answer. I can help you. Now, there is some confidence that is needed with that. Confidence that can only come from you, quite frankly. And it only comes from you once you decide who you want to be and once you act in accordance with that. That's the key. Beyond anything else, if you take nothing from this video, and we're going to get into other things, but understanding that your identity is the key to it. You want to get on camera? Change how you view yourself and change the story behind why you are who you say you are. You say, well, I've never been good on camera. Well, I'm not technical. I don't know how to put a camera up and to record. And if that's the story, use your phone, whip it out. Say, hey, this is me. What's good, world? Let me tell you my story. That's simple. But it is a question of, do you love the people you're trying to serve? That could be another thing. Beyond what you're trying to do, if you could just be trying to get on camera for the sake of fame, I would say that's a bad reason. Why be famous? You're like, oh, well, you could be rich. Well, it doesn't even guarantee it. There's plenty of people who are famous that are poor. There's plenty of people who get famous for the wrong reasons. Just a girl the other day got famous for saying an expletive and a racial slur. Do you want to be famous for that? Yeah, it's probably not the brand you want. What you want is to help people. We were made to love God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. How can you love your neighbor if you're not creating content when you know you should be? How are you loving your neighbor if you have this pull, if you have this call to go and create resources and assets in the form of video that are going to serve people, and you say, but I don't think it's for me. I'm just afraid to get on camera. You're saying you don't love that person. And I want you to really think about that. If you know you're supposed to do it, and right now you're listening to this, you probably know you are, and you don't do it, you're showing a lack of love. There's somebody who's in a lot of pain right now, looking for a solution that you can provide. You really have two choices with this. You could be the lifeguard who sees somebody drowning and say, I just don't think I'm very good at swimming, so I'm going to let them figure it out. Or you be this person that says, they're drowning, I'm diving in head first, and I'm saving a life. The choice is yours. What are you going to choose? Now, the second reason why people struggle with video is they have unrealistic expectations. A lot of people start building their brand and they're like, look, I posted two videos, and I just didn't get any results. You posted 2 videos, dude. You didn't go far enough. You didn't go deep enough. There's the old show, The Office. Season 1 wasn't that good. It only became iconic after they started getting into the later seasons, right? They got into the second, third, fourth seasons that the audience really started to resonate with the story that was being built, till the writers and the creators really started to get the flow of what they had. You give up too soon. I think it was Mr. Beast that said, you should aim to create your first 100 videos as quickly as possible, because they're not going to be good. But by the time you get to your 100th, you'll have noticed how much you've improved.
All you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Put more effort into the script. The third one, try to learn a new editing trick. The fourth one, try to figure out a way that you can have better inflections in your voice. The fifth one, try to study a new thumbnail tip and implement it. The sixth one, try to figure out a new title. There's infinite ways. That's the beauty of content creation online. There's literally infinite ways, from the coloring to the frame rate to the editing to the filming to the production to the jokes to the pacing, to every little thing can be improved, and they can never not be improved. There's literally no such thing as a perfect video.
It's a commitment, man. It is a commitment to showing up. It is a commitment to doing better. And it's the same idea that Alex Hormozy talks about in his $100 million leads book. It's Do more, then do better. Increase your volume, then increase your quality. Because what's going to allow you to increase your quality is increasing your volume as much as you can. If you want to change your strategy later, do it. But for the most of you who are struggling with video, who's struggling to grow with it, it's that. Create more, make more, do more. Does it require time? Does it require effort? Does it require energy? 100%. But welcome to business. Welcome to the game. It's all the fun of it, right? The third reason some never succeed with video is their content just isn't valuable to their audience. And some of them, it may be because they never really got clear on who their audience is. They shot at a hypothetical audience that doesn't really exist. Or they have seen, okay, here's a specific demographic, here's a market, here's an avatar that I have, but they didn't go any further than that. They looked at who the person was, but not what the person wanted, not what the person's needs are, not what would speak to that person. Marketing is really, you could use another term. It's peopling. Peopling. That's the idea. You people. People are the market. People are the market. So with your audience, you want to cater, right? You want to pander to your audience. People talk bad about pandering. If you're in business, that's what you're doing. Apple panders, Microsoft panders. Politically, I understand it looks gross, but in business, it's what people do. It's peopling, it's marketing, it's creating things that are valuable to a specific audience. That's what you may be struggling with. If you've never succeeded with video, ask yourself the question: do I have a clear, defined audience avatar? Do I have somebody in mind that's like, hey, here's who I'm making content for. Here's what makes sense. Or saying, hey, shot in the dark, no clue if anybody likes it, sure. And you can do that. You're welcome to do that. You have the freedom. But it's harder to resonate with that audience if you don't define who it is. It's harder to find something an audience will like if you don't even know who your audience is. Star Wars kind of has the same problem. It seems like they don't know who their audience is. Maybe they're just trying to be preachy. I don't know. Also, the other thing to consider is the things that are valuable to them. What is valuable to your audience? What can you speak to? You get those things right, it makes it a lot easier to succeed with video. And the fourth reason people struggle with video is they don't have a proper strategy, right? It's let me just post to post. Well, posting isn't necessarily a growth strategy, right? You should be consistent with your content to the best that you possibly can. 100%, you should do that. But are you posting to post for the sake of posting? Or are you saying, hey, this is strategic? I am making this at a specific time, at a specific place to solve a specific problem because we're trying to get people to move a direction. We are trying to shepherd, if you will. We are trying to tend to our flock in such a way that we best serve them, that we move them, and that we help the market. If that's your attitude, you're going to have more success than just being willy nilly and saying, oh, I'm posting to post. And beyond that, there are different types of videos that you use for different occasions. Right now, what you're watching here is more of a mid form to long form type video. And the idea is that you're going to sit down, you're going to click on this video if you see it in your feed, and you're going to watch it for an extended period of time. Much more than just a short where you just quickly are going scrolling. That's actually how my mother uses her phone. Hi, Mom. Love you. But that's the idea is are you using videos in a strategic manner? There's a place and a time for short form, especially if you're trying to create what is known as top of funnel content, right? You're trying to almost reach a new audience. That's one way you could do it. Now your mid form to longer form stuff, that's going to be where you build more relationships with your audience, especially over time. And then your stuff that's like further down in your funnel that's really closer to people actually converting into customers, that is more of your sales type videos, your VSLs, your webinars. You can even turn them into entire funnels and challenges and all kinds of stuff where you include videos in them. Just make an awesome experience for your customers. The options are endless. Well, almost endless. But you can see that if you just are shooting blindly and you're not being strategic, how that can cause problems. Because a lot of people, they give up too soon, they shoot the wrong type of video for the wrong type of audience, and they say, well, I shot a video this one time. Or even worse, what they do is they hire some gung ho videographer that says, hey, I'll make you a video. And they make some banger short form content, and you as the client, you pay thousands and thousands of dollars, and then it gets posted. You maybe get a few hundred, maybe a few thousand views, but you don't see an ROI. And I get some people will say, but it's branding. Most local businesses, most small businesses can't brand like it. You're not Coca-Cola. You're not Geico, right? You probably don't have this big media budget in a lot of cases to be able to do this. If you are, brand, go for it. Do it. 100%. But a lot of small business owners get burned because they're trying to do these things that would be good, but they don't do them in a strategic way. And so they stumble, they mess themselves up, and then you're out the ROI. You would be better equipped to sit and say, hey, here is a plan, here is a strategy, here is a campaign that we're going to run, and we're going to see what happens. And I want you to remember this truth: everyone sells, everyone markets, but few are willing to admit it. If you're going to use content, if you're going to use it to grow your business, be proud enough to admit that you have something that can supply an amazing amount of value to the world, that can serve your customers in an amazing way. And do not ever shy away from that. All right. I'll see you in the next video.